This is the Joseph Stevenson Podcast, the podcast teaching digital marketing concepts that helps your business grow. And now your host, Joseph Stevenson.
Welcome to episode 10 of the Joseph Stevenson Podcast. It is Monday, May 15th. I am excited. The week is starting and I got some good rest this weekend, so I am ready to go. It was Mother's Day weekend and I think it was a success. So feeling good going into the week. Feel like I hopefully did a good job for my wife. I don't know. That remains to be seen. She's still waiting to have this fourth baby of ours. And so I think once that's done with, she will be feeling much more, rested, I hope. So good Mother's Day weekend. We're going into a new week. Still doing great with the new book. And I actually wanted to use a couple of chapters as the topic today for the podcast. So Chapter 3 and Chapter 4 are on keyword volume and keyword difficulty. And in both chapters, I talk about how they kind of piggyback off of each other, because basically when you're doing keyword research and you have to decide what keywords you want to target for your website, you have to make sure that you're not only going after keywords that have a decent amount of volume, but also are not so difficult that you're never going to rank for them. So for instance, in the book, I go over some tools and talk about how if you do a search for a very competitive keyword, you might have 100,000 or 200,000 searches a month for it. But in order to rank for that, you're going to have literally millions of backlinks and authority, just crazy amounts of authority to ever rank for it. So the trick is identifying keywords that are in your niche, that have a decent amount of volume, and that the difficulty or the competition is not crazy high. So to do that, I figured I could walk you through what I do on a daily basis for clients so that you can kind of duplicate that for your own website. So to get started, I'm gonna do this real time. So if you hear clicking in the background, I'm sorry, that is me actually navigating through this website. So for those of you who are really offended by extra noise in the background, I am apologizing in advance. So go to ahrefs.com. So it's ahrefs.com. And in the top, you'll see a link there that says Keywords Explorer. So click on that. And in here, this is a tool that I use all the time. And the idea is put in any keywords and it's going to give you a bunch of data around that keyword or keywords related to it, so you can know targeting wise what your goals should be. So I typed in small business SEO, since that is what we do. We do SEO for large businesses as well, but small businesses are our main focus. So when I do a search on that, it brings up a keyword difficulty of 44. So 44 is pretty high. It's not as high as just SEO. If you type in SEO, I think it's like 92. So it's really high. And the keyword difficulty goes between 1 and 100. So the higher the difficulty, the harder it is to rank. And you'll notice if you do a search for whatever keyword you're looking for, and make it kind of broad, so you can, if you're a dog trainer, you can just put dog training or, something like that. But if you put it in there, it'll say below it the number of backlinks your page will need to rank in the top 10. So that doesn't mean go out and pay a bunch of sites to link to you. It's generally just a gauge to tell you how many people need to be talking about your website, linking to you, sending authority your way for you to rank on the first page. So don't take that as I need to go buy 20 or 50 backlinks. So big disclaimer, because that's one of the fastest ways to hurt your rankings. So I searched for small business SEO and pretty decent keyword difficulties. So I clicked on, if you look, there's a column down below the keyword ideas. It'll say view full report. It'll say keyword ideas having same terms some keywords and then a button that says view full report. So if you click on view full report, I'm just waiting for it to load. There we go. You'll see that there's a bunch more keywords, and then over on the right, you'll see a KD column, which is our keyword difficulty, and then a volume column right next to that. So by default, I believe it sorts by volume. That's what it does on mine. And so sort it by keyword difficulty. If you click on that, it should pull up from the highest difficulty to the lowest. And then what I will usually do is scroll down until I see something that is, below 20. So if I go down, I see that I've got affordable small business SEO services, affordable SEO for small business, SEO packages for small business, and a bunch of other ones that all have a keyword difficulty of 20 or less. The problem is our volume is very low. It looks like the highest search volume is SEO packages for small business, and there's only 70 per month. So that's pretty pathetic. So what do you do if you're at this point? Well, we're going to go back, and to me, I think the problem is we're a little bit too broad. And so we need to narrow it down and make it just even more targeted. So instead of typing in small business SEO, let's look for something a little bit more like SEO services. So SEO services, and I said too broad. I meant to say we were too narrow. So I had that backwards. We actually want to go a little broader, because if we go broader, it's going to give us a lot higher volume keywords. That'll give us the ability then to find related keywords that still have a decent amount of volume, but less keyword difficulty. So don't narrow it down too much in the beginning. So I just did a search for SEO services. It is loading. I need to play like some Jeopardy music or something like that. That's the problem with doing these podcasts real time while I'm doing searches, is I sit here and I'm at the mercy of how fast the website is running for that day. So it's like, come on, move it. So let's see. Let me refresh this. So SEO services pops up. It's got a keyword difficulty of 45, so a little more than the last one. And there's 8,100 searches a month for that term. So that looks pretty good. We'll click on View Full Report. See what comes up from there. And if we sort by keyword difficulty, SEO services by far has the highest at 45, but right off the bat, right below it, there's local SEO services. And there's a keyword difficulty of 21, and the volume is 700 per month, which is not too bad. Now, interesting is as you go down, you can see that the keyword difficulty is kind of all over the board, but we have some where, for example, by SEO services, the keyword difficulty is only 11, but there's 250 searches per month for that. There are some that are a little bit higher, but for instance, Bali SEO services, which that could be a company. I have no idea what that stands for. They have a keyword difficulty of 2, but 300 searches per month. So not too bad. So the idea is find some keywords that have a low keyword difficulty and high volume for an industry you're in. So I'm doing something that I'm in, but let's go with one. Let's do another example of one that is an industry that I'm not in, but maybe a client of mine. So I'm going to put dog training in that search bar. Now, while this is loading up, if you don't have an ahrefs account, I believe they have a free trial period. I use them all the time, so I'm a big fan of using them for keyword research. So dog training, that one has a keyword difficulty of 49 with a volume of 33,000 per month. So quite a bit. Cool thing is, though, much less competitive keywords on here. So there's service dog training that has a keyword difficulty of 8 with a search volume of 8,500. So 8,500 a month. That's awesome. There's PetSmart dog training, probably not one we really want to target since it's pretty branded. Petco, same thing. Dog agility training. There's a keyword difficulty of 7 with 2,000 searches a month. Dog training classes near me, keyword difficulty of 8, 1,300 searches a month. And dog training books, 1,200 searches a month with a keyword difficulty of 2. So obviously, since I just came out with a book, I'm always excited when there's a keyword around books because, hey, if you can rank your book page at the top of Google for something related to it, why not go for it? So dog training books, that would be, if you were a dog trainer and you'd written a book, that would actually be something that I would say target heavily because you've got a volume of 1,200 searches a month, keyword difficulty of 2, that shouldn't be too bad to rank for. And in later chapters and things like that, we'll talk about what you do to rank for it. But the idea is, don't go into your web marketing and your digital marketing just assuming that you can very quickly and very easily target and pick keywords that are just going to naturally drive your most qualified leads. You got to actually do a little bit of research and figure out what people are searching for, how many people are searching for it a month, and how hard it's going to actually be to rank for that. That way, if you decide you're going to hire out your SEO services, great. But have them do some research, bring keywords to you, then you can go plug them in and see, okay, how much volume do these keywords get per month and how difficult are they? That way, if your SEO guy says, oh, yeah, we'll rank you for dog training, you can say, okay, great, how long is that going to take? And if they say, oh, a month, and say, well, I doubt that because there's 33,000 searches a month for it, and the keyword difficulty is almost 50, which means I'm going to have hundreds of sites talking about my dog training page, how I should be number one. And regardless of what your budget is, that's just going to take a little bit of time. So use this to educate yourself, use it to research, because if you can go into the game knowing beforehand what kind of keywords you need to target, what their volume is, it's a whole lot easier than to shape your product, your business around it, and hire someone qualified that can do that. So I hope you found this interesting. I hope you will check it out. I talk a lot about difficulty and volume and how they work together in chapter 3 and 4 of my book. If you haven't checked it out yet, just go to Amazon, type in the little book on digital marketing. If you type in keyword research, I think we're right close to the top now, so that's kind of exciting. But yeah, check it out. I have tried to put everything I use regarding keyword research into this book so that anybody who wants to do their own research or just become educated before they hire their digital marketer, they can do that. So I hope you've enjoyed today's podcast. And as always, leave comments, feedback. I love to hear it. You can shoot me an email at littlebook@josephstevenson.com. And don't forget to subscribe for updates. I hate spam. I won't ever do that. I only email out when we have a new podcast and blog them. So if you ever get anything other than that from me, you'll know that somehow I got hacked or one of my kids accidentally got on my email. So thanks so much and have a great week.